I found out the whole truth about my cheating ex-wife. After I got full custody of our 5 kids, I just went through my first full year of being officially divorced. Our story began way back in 2007. I, 36M, first met her, 35F, in high school during history class. Believe it or not, the first interaction we ever had was when she accidentally hit me in the face with a hand lotion tube she was trying to pass to the girl sitting next to me. She never apologized. I honestly hated her during high school. Fast forward to 2009, college. We met again in an ESL class that had only 3 students. She invited me to sit next to her so I could help her with homework, and somehow that turned into a friendship. By 2010, we were dating. But before we started, I made sure she had ended her previous relationship with a car mechanic. She told me she suspected he was sleeping with her mother, and I believed her. She was my first girlfriend, and I was emotionally invested. I had been saving myself, so everything with her felt intense and serious. A few weeks later, she started complaining of discomfort, and that's when we found out she had passed me chlamydia. I was asymptomatic and inexperienced. I chalked it up to being young and stupid and brushed it under the rug. That was my first big mistake. In 2011, I landed an IT job at a local clinic. I became good friends with the VP and the hiring manager, which allowed me to get her a job there too. She climbed quickly from receptionist to assistant clinic manager. Around this time, I also gave her a phone on my plan. One day, she cracked the screen on one of our dates, and I offered to get it fixed. While repairing it, I noticed she was getting flirty texts from another guy. When I confronted her, she claimed it was me testing her loyalty using a different number. I didn't believe it for a second. I started distancing myself. A week later, she showed up crying at my place, begging to come back. For reasons I can't even explain, I took her back. That moment would haunt me later. In 2013, she told me she was pregnant. That flipped a switch inside me. I wanted to do the right thing, be a great partner, a responsible father, and a good man. I traded my R1 motorcycle for a Maxima so we could comfortably attend appointments. I bought us a brand new house just 3 months before our daughter was born in May 2014. I let her decorate it however she wanted. She asked to be a stay-at-home mom, and I supported her fully. When we told her mom the news, her mother told her she had just ruined my life. That stuck with me. But my parents and even her dad were thrilled. Despite that one dark comment, I felt like I was on top of the world, with my newborn daughter in my arms and my Florecita, my little flower, beside me. We got married in 2015. Not in the right order, maybe, but I was still trying to do things right. By late 2015, we started planning for another baby. She got pregnant again, and I was over the moon. I had just started a consulting business, and now we were expecting. At her first checkup, we found out it was twins. She was crying uncontrollably when she came to tell me at work, and my coworkers assumed it was nerves. Our twin girls were born in 2016, but their health wasn't great. We went through that together. I became a Christian during that time and grew even more emotionally connected to her. I loved her deeply, flaws and all. Every day, I'd drive to work feeling the sun on my face and thanking God for my family and the life I had built. I thought we were unbreakable. By 2018, she started acting irritated for no reason. I doubled down on support. I'd come home during lunch breaks to cook for her, do laundry, play with the girls, and I even hired a cleaner to help out. On weekends, I took over all household chores. I encouraged her to try therapy. I knew her background was rough, abuse, dysfunction, trauma, and I thought therapy might help her heal. That decision ended up being crucial later. When COVID hit in 2020, things got worse. We went 9 months without intimacy. I only brought it up once, then gave her space. Meanwhile, I continued working as a first responder, and my business began to thrive. One night during the Mandalorian season finale, we were cuddled up watching TV. Things escalated, and we reconnected physically for the first time in almost a year. And ironically, she got pregnant again. This pregnancy was especially hard. She needed total bed rest after 4 months. My mother and sisters stepped in to help while I worked. When the twins were born, I finally got my son and another daughter. But after delivery, her behavior changed. She was volatile, yelling at the kids, having mood swings. Her psychiatrist prescribed medication, but something was off. Then came April 2022. I came home and found her crying on the bed. I asked what was wrong, and what she said made my blood run cold. She told me she'd been having vivid fantasies about killing all of our children with a butcher knife, bathing in their blood, and then ending her own life. I was horrified, but I told her she wasn't alone. I contacted our pastor, and he visited often, sometimes sending church members to pray and help at the house. At first, I thought she was getting better, but soon she started going out more, dressing up, wearing fake nails, hanging with her sister and girlfriends. On May 19th, 2023, she asked to take the sports car to her sister-in-law's at 9 p.m. to get her nails done. It seemed weird. She never drove at night. 30 minutes after she left, her phone went to voicemail. I called several times, still nothing. I checked the car's GPS and found it parked in Civic Center Park. I texted her, concerned. She called me back while in a loud muscle car. She claimed she was just hanging out with her friend Jessica. The next day, she said she was smoking weed while driving around. That raised every red flag. I calmly told her, if you're cheating, just tell me. I won't fight. Just don't risk giving me another STD. On June 2nd, 2023, she told me she wanted a break or a divorce. I broke down and cried for the first time in my adult life. I couldn't process it. But after a couple of hours, I agreed to a 1-month break. I moved out for a day but couldn't stand being away from my kids. So I came back and started trying to save the marriage, bought her a cruise, clothes, concert tickets, hotel stays. I was trying everything. Then on June 9th, just before she left for a concert, I asked if her Apple Pay cards were updated. She handed me her phone. Something didn't add up. She had no Messenger app installed, but had recently messaged me from it. I reinstalled it and found dozens of messages to multiple men. She was sitting right next to me. I read everything. How she badmouthed me, flirted with other men, and even sent photos of our 5 kids with GPS coordinates of our home to a man in Pakistan. A potential predator. I took screenshots. She saw and ran to the bedroom, locking the door and deleting everything. That night changed me. I wasn't begging for love anymore. I was focused on protecting my kids. But I still had a tiny flicker of hope that maybe she was manipulated. That hope died on Father's Day, June 19, 2023. She told me, cold, blunt, that she had never loved me, that she had always been in contact with another man since we started dating, that she kept him in the loop after every pregnancy, that now that he had graduated, she was leaving me for him. I felt physical pain in my chest. I was done. I started sleeping in my son's room. I never touched her again. No more talking, no more begging. I stayed focused. I told myself, don't give her ammo. She filed for divorce on August 1st and I was served on August 3rd. From there, she demanded everything, the house, the cars, child support, and barely any visitation for me. I stayed in the house and stopped funding her lifestyle. No more money for nails, belly dancing, or gas. I told her to get a job. I represented myself through 4 hearings. In March 2024, she went on vacation with her lover to Mexico. I took that chance to move out with the kids and settle at my parents'. I got 50-50 custody, $132 a month in child support, and $900 a month alimony for 32 months. I sold my cars and bought a Tahoe to properly transport the kids. I also requested court-ordered paternity tests. Thank God, all 5 children are mine. But the nightmare wasn't over. On August 4th, she refused to return the kids, changed their school, and wouldn't tell me where they were. I couldn't see them for 2 months. She impersonated them through texts to make me think they were afraid of me. Every week I filed police reports. I didn't react to her bait. On October 4th, I hired the most ruthless family attorney in the county. On October 8th, a judge granted me emergency custody. I showed up with police, and after a 3-hour standoff, I got my kids back. At the hearing, she showed up with no attorney. My lawyer destroyed her in court. We requested her medical and psych records, and the judge granted it. That's when I learned everything. She had walked in on her lover having sex with her best friend. That breakdown led her to keep the kids from me. Her lover dumped her when he realized she didn't get the house, cars, or big money. He also got her hooked on drugs: ayahuasca, toad poison, coke, weed, THC gummies. She burned through $70 of marital funds in less than a year. She manipulated the kids to be scared of me. And the worst, she had been contemplating killing them since 2019 because they were in the way of her relationship. Now, I'm still waiting for the final trial, but it looks like I'll get 100% custody. My lawyer ordered hair follicle drug testing. I'm working on buying a new home. I've bought plots of land for each of my kids, but emotionally, I'm destroyed. I spent over a decade trying to love someone's soul. I forgave, supported, sacrificed. Meanwhile, she was mocking me behind my back. The most beautiful years of my life now feel like a lie. I even had to question whether my kids were mine. I don't think I'll ever be able to trust another woman again, but I'll keep going for my kids.